Hey guys, welcome back to the Minifest channel. It's been a while, but I'm gonna drop a video. I played 2 OTS championships this weekend. This Saturday I went X1 with this list. Well, I made some changes for the Sunday, which is the event I won, mainly for the side deck. But my only loss on the Saturday was because I just hard bricked one game. There was still a turning point in the game where if I played it correctly, I might have been able to win. Basically, my only playable card was the talent switch was live, and I used it to steal his free mat Noir, and he changed the Noir to spin my Spirit of Yubel to grave, to back to deck, but then I couldn't do anything with his Noir, and yeah, I still had the Yubel, like OG Yubel under his Noir because of Pretty. But what I should have done was just go for the draw too, because he was on like no cards, and if I saw any 0-0 Fiend, I was back in the game. And yeah, that would have turned the game around, but it is what it is. Like Saturday, I still topped, I went X1, but like it's fine. But the Sunday was the one where I changed my side deck a little bit and I won the event. Like outside of that one match, this deck just feels insane. Like every hand just feels unbeatable. To be honest, if you just play the deck correctly, you should not lose like 89% of your games. Like there's some games where there's stuff outside of your control, like your opponent just 5-card comboing you, or like you drew a hand that's just bad into like a shifter or something. Because of the changes I've made since Euros, this list is very good into shifter now. But yeah, the deck's fine into shifter, but it is still kind of cringe. But this list is basically the best way to play Yubel in my opinion, but I'm gonna just go through the list now. Enough yapping. So main deck. So obviously we played the Sacred Beast package, we played 2 Beckoning Beast, 1 Chaos Summoning Beast. For Euros I played 2 free Dark Beckoning Beast for consistency in a 40 card list. But after playing the deck more, I realized that this is the worst card of the engine, other than this obviously, but opening is just insane to see, and it's like this is such a fragile point for the deck, like if your only play is to summon this. So that's why I've cut down onto 2. But yeah, and then obviously the free opening, this card is so good. Gives you a search for this or this, and then you can discard a card to summon back a 0-0 Fiend, which allows you to bait so many hand traps and lets you play through like a million hand traps. The deck is so good at playing through hand traps, it's insane. And then its third effect, which people forget, is to add back any continuous spell. So if they like pop a Nightmare Pain, you can just add it back. And also it means that you can just discard a second copy of this and then add it back, so it's just 3 discards. And then we played obviously Yubels, 2 Spirit, so 2 Spirit, 1 Yubel and 1 Terror Incarnate. So basically the minimum amount of Yubels, because they're kind of bricky. You don't want to play 3 Spirit because it's bricky. You only need to play 1 each of this. This is technically cuttable, but cutting this makes the turn 1 combos a little worse and makes your board more breakable. So that's why I've opted to instead just play 45 and keep it in. And then we played the 1 Nightmare Pain. You don't need any more copies of this if you play the deck correctly. Even if you lose this, it's post Infinite Forbidden, this isn't even your win condition anymore. You can just win off Fiendsmith cards. Like, it's not that deep. But yeah, like this card is crazy good, but you only need 1 because it's searchable off Spirit. And then we played obviously Free Lotus. It's one of the best starters in the deck. And also an interruption, because you can keep Yubel on your board, summon this back in end phase, and then let Yubel die. And then later when you use Phantom on their turn, you can summon out your Yubel, and then this is live for another interruption, which is cracked. And then we played the 2 Grave Squirmer. 3 is kind of bricky. You don't really want to see this in multiples. It's searchable. Like, the fact that you can dodge Imperm and Veiler on like Spirit is cool. But it's not worth running it at 3. The Grave effect is obviously insane. But yeah, you only need to play 2 of this. And then we played the 1/1/1, which turns into either the Lotus or the Grave Squirmer. They're the only level 1s in the deck. And then we played the 3 Nightmare Throne and the 1 Terraforming. So Nightmare Throne, usually you want to use it as an extender unless you have no choice but to search for a starter. So like if you have the Dark Beckoning Beast or Lotus, you want to lead with those. And then if it gets stopped, you can go Nightmare Throne, pop Spirit, summon back Yubel, summon out Yubel. And then you can go like opening, bring back Spirit, and then like pop off from there. Or like if your hand is just insane, you can just activate this and make an early Phantom by popping Spirit and just fusing off into Phantom. So yeah, this card is just insane for this deck. And then obviously we played the Fiendsmith engine. So 3 Engraver, 1 Lorry, 1 Tract. Yeah, you don't really need anything else. Like, this engine is obviously insane. You could technically play 1 Sanks, but it's not needed at all. And it locks you out of attacking except with Light Fiends, so it's not as good as it is in like something like Muskets. And then the Unchained stuff, we played the 1/1s. Shalvara and Escape. Escape is way better than Chamber, because this card lets you play through so many board breakers, whereas Chamber doesn't. This lets you beat evenly. It lets you beat Dropler, Dark Ruler, because you can go this, pop like Rage and something, and then Yama, bring back Rage, and then pop something off of Yama like Varudris, and then Varudris triggers to pop something else. So like this card is insane. And then if you get evenly, you can go this, pop your Rage and something else, like maybe even a Nightmare Pain. But if there's like something on board you want engraved, you can pop that. And then like keep one of your other interruptions, like maybe Phantom, maybe a Varudris on your boards, maybe one of your sets, and then on a new chain bring back Rage. Like, this card is so much more versatile than Chamber, because with Chamber all you do is just set it, like you get to make an Apo, cool, and then bring back Rage, but this is just way more versatile. And then for the non-engine, we played 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Imperm, 3 Nibs, 3 Druis, 3 Ghost Ogre, a Rivalry, and 1 Azaroon. So yeah, we are on a lot of non-engine. So you have 15 hand traps, 1 rivalry, and the Azaroon. The reason I'm playing this is obviously for a little rabbit in my extra deck. I will just go through my extra deck now, and then I will talk about the rabbit while I'm doing the extra deck. So we'll just start with the rabbit now. So rabbit is way better than Appaloosa or Caesar, because this spot of the extra deck can be either of these 3 cards or Almirage. Almirage is a close second to this. Like, Almirage allows you to beat Impermanent Dark Beckoning Beast, and then you can opening pitch something and bring it back. But with how consistent the deck is now than pre-info, like, that usually never should come up. But this is better than Apo because you don't need as many bodies to make it. Plus, you already have a lot of monster negate, so Apo isn't really needed at all. This gives you so much for just a link to. This gives you a spell and trap pop off its own effect, and obviously Azaroon negates a summon, which can be very good because it can stop so many big plays from your opponent. And then we'll move on to the Unchained cards. So the 2 Yama. Most people are only on 1 Yama, but that's just bad in my opinion. If you play the 2nd Yama, it allows you to make Varudris on your own turn and still have a Yama in grave, so that you can go escape, pop, summon something back, and like still end on an insane board with Varudris. So that's why 2 is necessary in my opinion. We played the 1 Rage, obviously, card is insane, allows us to make SP. And then when you pop this off escape, you can add back a Fiend. So usually the cards you want to add back are Sharvara, because you can go Sharvara, pop either Disarray or like something else, but usually you want to pop the Disarray because Disarray is a send when it's sent to grave. So it's another interruption. And then or you could just add back something like Spirit of Yubel for like battle protection if you're against like Tempai or something. And this card's crazy. Just makes links off into this as well, which is multiple interruptions by itself. And they can't just run over it like in other decks because you have Nightmare Pain, which is cracked. And then obviously we played the best engine in the game right now. Moon, Requiem, Sequence, Fiendsmith cards. We played the Lacrima, we played Disarray, TCG exclusives, Necroquip, turns Engraver into 1-card combo, Aerial Eater. If you've got no engine, this can just dump engine, plus it's an extra extender because it can summon back from grave. We played the 2 Phantom. If we had 20 cards in the extra deck, we could fit the 3rd, but unfortunately, with only 15 cards in our extra deck, we can't play the 3rd. But 2 Phantom is pretty much all you need. And if you do need one later in the grind game, you can either recycle these with Nightmare Throne or with Rage. And then the last card is Varudris. You make it on your own turn by using Yama, and then you can make a 2nd Yama so you have one for your opponent's turn. The reason we're not playing Caesar is the card's nice, but 90% of the time it's just overkill. And Silhouette Rabbit does what Caesar does, but better, because you don't need level 6s to end on the 2 interruptions that Caesar does, basically. And Silhouette's better into stun matchups because it's got the spell and trap pop as well. And it's really good into Tempai as well, because you can pop the field spell. And then the side deck, we played 3 Cosmic because there's a lot of stun in my area, so we played this. These weren't there initially for the Saturday event, but I included these because there's a lot of stun prevalent in the area, same as Duster. And then we played 3 talents for going first. Just if we get hand trapped, we hand loop. Because to be honest, if we're going first, we're not losing the game. This deck literally cannot lose going first unless you get shifted and you open terrible into shifter. Like, that's the only possible way you can lose going first. Or you just brick super heavy, basically. And then we played the 3 Dogwood. I mean, you know why this is here. I didn't really resolve this much in the tournament. I don't think we went into time much. There was one game that went into time, but this wasn't really a factor for that game. We played more Bestials in the side. Played the 3rd Druis and 2 Baldrake. And then our last 2 cards on the side were Phantasme. The reason for this was it digs deeper into the deck and it gives targeting protection and it's searchable off Magnamort and it's a big body. It's good into snakes and the mirror match and muskets. So, and those were all at the event, so I thought, why not, we'll try it out. I didn't draw it at all in the event, so I can't say whether it's good or not. But yeah, in theory it should be good. But yeah, that is the deck. The deck feels absolutely insane. If you have any questions or any thoughts about my card choices or anything, make sure to drop a comment down below and I'll answer all your questions. Shout outs I'll give to my team, Red Lotus, all the members on Red Lotus, my sponsors. We've got Yami, Kazaru, PG, and yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.